Once again, good afternoon and welcome. Today, the United States Army Military District of Washington, represented by the soldiers of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, and the United States Army Band, Pershing's Own, pay a special tribute to several soldiers who are retiring after many years of distinguished service to the United States Army and our nation. Participating in today's review, from left to right, is the United States Army Band, Pershing's Own. Formed in 1922 by then Army Chief of Staff, General John J. Pershing, the United States Army Band is the premier band of our senior service. Pershing's Own provides musical support for ceremonies and special events in our nation's capital and throughout the United States. The United States Army Band is under the direction of Major Aaron Morris and led by Drum Major Daniel Ord. Elements of the Old Guard include Honor Guard Company, commanded by Captain Matthew McGovern and led by Staff Sergeant Mark Burden. Next on line is Charlie Company, commanded by Captain Noah Van Blarkum and led by First Sergeant Joshua Plant. Next on line is Hotel Company, commanded by Captain Joel Crawford and led by Sergeant First Class Colin Thompson. Following is the Commander-in-Chief's Guard, patterned after the unit created by General George Washington in 1776 to be his personal guard. The Commander-in-Chief's Guard is commanded by First Lieutenant Delaney Hilton and led by Staff Sergeant Justin Zimla. The last element on line, dressed in the Continental Musician's uniform, is the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps. During the American Revolution, musicians wore the reverse colors of their parent infantry unit. The men and women of the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps maintain this tradition by wearing red coats instead of the infantry blue. The Corps is led today by Drum Major Aaron Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, moving into position is the Commander of Troops for today's ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Gregory C. Halonia, Commander, 4th Battalion, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Since the days of the American Revolution, the colors have been one of the most important elements of a military unit. Therefore, taking the center of our formation in just a moment and bearing the national color is the nation's foremost color team, the 3rd Infantry's Continental Color Guard, led by Staff Sergeant Trevor Kemp. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors.
colors. Staff. Right. Face. Colors. Forward. Out.
Please be seated.
Staff. Left. Face. Colors. Ready. Cut. Colors. Dress center. Dress. Officers. Dress center. Dress. Ready, front. Officers, ready, front.
The history of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment reflects the growth and development of our nation. 55 well-earned battle streamers, 2 valorous unit awards, 3 meritorious unit commendations, and 5 superior unit awards attest to the Old Guard's record of bravery in action and achievements during peacetime. In 1922, the War Department granted permission for the Old Guard to pass in review with bayonets fixed. The Old Guard will now fix bayonets to the traditional beat of the drum.
Stand, fix, bayonets. Ready, cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, taking the reviewing stand are the reviewing officials for today's ceremony. Brigadier General Peter J. Whalen, Chief Warrant Officer 5 Donald E. Bullock, and Command Sergeant Major Andrew Lombardo, accompanied by the hosts Brigadier General Antoinette Gant, Commanding General, Joint Task Force National Capital Region, Military District of Washington, and Command Sergeant Major Vern Daly, Command Sergeant Major, Joint Task Force National Capital Region, Military District of Washington.
Present.
Please be seated.
Ready, cut.
Up, ready, rest. Sound off. Staff. Up, ready, rest. Hold on.
Pershing zone.
Attention.
One, two. Coat, right shoulder, over. Coat, ready, coat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors and remain standing for the United States National Anthem.
Forward. March. Ma'am, persons to be honored in colors are present.
Soldier, fire
Anthem 1, Anthem 2, Anthem 3.
Present. Up.
Anthem 1, Anthem 2, Anthem 3.
Detachment. Present. Up. Detachment. Order. Up.
Please be seated.
Order. Up. Ceremonial. At ease. Staff. Ceremonial. At ease.
Brigadier General Gant and Command Sergeant Major Daly are now moving into position to honor the retirees. Please feel free to applaud your soldier as they are called. Headquarters Department of the Army Special Orders. By order of the Secretary of the Army, the following soldiers of the Department of the Army are retired. Brigadier General Peter J. Whalen, 84th Training Command. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Donald E. Bullock, Aviation. Command Sergeant Major Andrew Lombardo, Military Police. Colonel Jacob A. Blanton, strategist. Colonel Roger M. Cabanis II, Public Affairs. Colonel Jason E. Cosby, Civil Affairs. Colonel Frankie J. Cruz, Signal Corps. Colonel Ralph J. Ledbetter, Adjutant General. Colonel Aaron C. Pitney, Medical Corps. Colonel David L. Saunders, Medical Corps. Lieutenant Colonel Vasilios Agapios, Signal Corps. Lieutenant Colonel Roger C. Aline, Finance Corps. Lieutenant Colonel John A. Davis, Logistics. Lieutenant Colonel Mario S. Holston, Chemical. Lieutenant Colonel Ruben R. Napitz, Cyber. Lieutenant Colonel Justin M. Oles, Logistics. Lieutenant Colonel Aaron L. Smith, Aviation. Lieutenant Colonel Colin M. Tansey, Military Intelligence. Lieutenant Colonel Adelia M. Watson, Judge Advocate. Major Dennis J. Brady, Medical Service Corps. Major Jesse Villanueva, Medical Services. Captain Vanessa S. Robinson Lindo, Medical Service Corps. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Clarence E. Anderson, Ordnance Corps. Chief Warrant Officer 4, Levon P. Hodge, Transportation. Chief Warrant Officer 4, Sean P. Lynch, Aviation. Chief Warrant Officer 3, Brennan H. Binger, Military Intelligence. Chief Warrant Officer 3, Michael W. Weston, Military Intelligence. Chief Warrant Officer 2, Joseph D. Adelikun, Adjutant General. Command Sergeant Major Shalonda M. Kelly, Medical Corps. Command Sergeant Major Clifton David Morehouse, Engineer. Command Sergeant Major Carlos A. Vaquerano, Military Police, and Sergeant Major Esmeralda Vaquerano, Adjutant General. Sergeant Major Evelyn Pollard, Medical. Sergeant Major Lakia N. Rodriguez, Judge Advocate. Master Sergeant Henry Arevalo, Finance. Master Sergeant Donald J. Baker, Medical Services. Master Sergeant Milagros Henderson, Finance. Master Sergeant Rashawn I. McCrae, Medical Corps. Master Sergeant Robert A. Serrano, Special Forces. Sergeant First Class David P. Dillman, Signal. Sergeant First Class Kaya S. Jackson, Medical Corps. Sergeant First Class Spiro C. Nino, Infantry. Sergeant First Class Rifat Okugich, Infantry. Sergeant First Class Terrell J. Reese, Military Police. Sergeant First Class Michael P. West, Intelligence. Sergeant First Class Ryan P. Wilson, Intelligence. Sergeant First Class Tyson A. Yates, Adjutant General. Sergeant First Class Jermaine A. Humans, Intelligence Analyst. Staff Sergeant Stephen A. Glean, Signal Corps. Additionally, we would like to recognize 2 soldiers from within the Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps formation who are retiring. Sergeant First Class Cara Lynn Loyal. And Sergeant First Class Lindsay Marie Natu. We are proud to recognize these soldiers' devotion to our country, and we wish them happiness and prosperity in their well-earned retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the posting of the colors.
Post the colors. Staff. Right. Face.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Gant.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. So great to be able to see you here. To our distinguished guests, our senior leaders, command sergeants majors, friends, and most importantly, to the soldiers and the families of who we are here to honor today. Just want to say thank you for taking the time to attend this retirement ceremony, and welcome to the historic Joint Base Myer-Henderson Hall. On behalf of the Secretary of the Army, the Honorable Dan Driscoll, Chief of Staff of the Army, General Randy A. George, and Sergeant Major of the Army, Michael R. Weimer, welcome. And a beautiful day it is here in the National Capital Region, and as we always say, it is always a great day to be a soldier. All right, now before I address our distinguished retirees and their families, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to those who have worked extremely hard to make today a truly special ceremony. And on the floor in front of you are the soldiers of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, the Army's oldest active duty infantry regiment. You all look tremendous, and your professionalism and your precision honoring today's retirees is just to be exemplary. And let's all give them a round of applause and say thank you for their dedication and their work. Well, you know, we're not done yet, because we also want to say thank you to the members of the United States Army Band, Pershing's own. As always, you all look and sound amazing. I never get tired of actually hearing that, and you make these ceremonies so, so special. So let's give them a round of applause also for the work that they've done. You know, the soldiers retiring here today joined the Army to be all that they could be. And some of them joined the Army following Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Others after America was attacked in 9/11. And all have stood ready to meet the challenges and uncertainties of the global war on terrorism that has brought almost 2 decades of continuous combat operations. They stand here today representing what we call the America's finest. And today we want to honor the 48 soldiers and their families for their faithful and dedicated service to our nation. Yes. Collectively, these soldiers represent over 1,468 years of military service across the Army. Oh my goodness. Now imagine if we could actually just live that long. With service around the globe in a variety of combat arms, combat support, and combat service support specialties, these soldiers, leaders, and their families answered the nation's call, and have not only served from a period of persistent conflict, but also led and trained our young men and women to deploy into harm's way and do our nation's bidding. On our Army and our nations owe a huge gratitude of debt for your service and your sacrifice that you have, that we could never repay. The medal and the U.S. Army flags are just a small token of appreciation for us to truly say thank you for your service. I want to just take a minute also to talk about the flag that you receive, Oh Glory. You received this flag on the occasion of your retirement. It's significant in that it is the symbol of our nation. and recognized all across the world. We have fought to protect the freedoms and the way of life, and we wear the Stars and Stripes proudly on our uniforms, both at home and while deployed. The red color in the flag symbolizes the hardness and the valor which each of you has personified as a soldier and a leader in our Army, operating in austere conditions with limited resources to accomplish difficult missions. The white color refers to the purity and the innocence when you were sought to protect, both here at home and abroad. And the blue represents the vigilance and perseverance and justice which each of you have demonstrated in the conduct of your duties as officers and non-commissioned officers. I am sure this flag holds special meaning for each one of you, as it should, given the service that you have given to our nation. Now, there is not a soldier without a family, and I would be remiss if I did not make some time to make sure that I thank the family members of each of these retiring soldiers. Your sacrifice and your support over the 20-plus years of service has been the foundational of success of each of these retirees, allowing them to accomplish their assigned mission and serve in the Army that they have truly loved. You have remained steadfast in your support during the time of war that necessitates family separation, and for that, you will never be adequately compensated. Please accept an eternal thank you on behalf of a grateful nation for all that you have endured as military families. We could not fulfill our obligation to our soldiers, to the Army, and to this nation without your love and the support of you as family. So please join me in let's giving our families a round of applause for the retirees that we actually have here today. And now, to the retiring soldiers, I start by just saying thank you for your service. You are the warriors, and you are soldiers for life. And I humbly ask that you just have one last task that you take along with you as you depart today. I ask you to tell your story. Tell the Army story. Help us to maintain our all-volunteer Army by sharing your experiences with America's sons and daughters so that they might be inspired to follow in your footsteps and volunteer to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We continue to serve as a shining example all around this world because of men and women like you who have volunteered to serve. And so as you walk out of Conmy Hall today, I want you to take solace in knowing that you leave behind an enduring legacy that lives on in countless soldiers, civilians, contractors that you have had the opportunity to work with, train, mentor, and inspire. The Army is a better place because of your service. And ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a final round of applause for our 48 great soldiers who are retiring today. So again, on behalf of Secretary Driscoll, General George, Sergeant Major Weimer, and the Joint Task Force National Capital Region, Military District of Washington, the United States Army, and a proud and grateful nation, we say thank you. May you continue to be all that you can be as a soldier for life. Godspeed, God bless. Heed the guardian. This we will defend.
Hold, gun! Attention!
One, go!
Color, right shoulder, forward. Coat, ready, coat.
Ask and review.
Old guard. Pass and review. Right.
Backward.
Feet. Right shoulder.
Right shield.
Up.
Head,
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Army Song. The United States Army is honored to have presented today's special ceremony. We ask that you please leave in a timely manner, as we have another ceremony preceding this one. Thank you for attending, and enjoy the rest of your day.